Welcome. I will do just a quick introduction and then we'll jump into our class. And Kelly, I appreciate Kelly's going to be hosting this morning. So if anybody has any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. We will try to address them as we go and or at the end, we're happy to open up and answer any questions. For everybody who does not know, I am Kim Warren LeMaster. I am sister of Kelly, daughter of Julie, if you're familiar with either of them. And I have been doing doTERRA here for, I'm running out of count. I believe it's 4.5, almost 5 years now. And it is such a joy to me. I love, love, love talking about things, all things educational when it comes to doTERRA. I'm a teacher by profession, and so it's something I thoroughly enjoy. As I mentioned just before we got started, I am not the one that will give you the overly sciencey approach. I do that sometimes, but I like to leave that to the professionals sometimes. And that professional that we had speak on this last time was Jen Swan, and she is a phenomenal teacher. She is an emergency nurse in Canada. And she did an awesome presentation for us in the last run that was more on the science part of each of the supplements. Today, I decided to go a little bit a different approach, especially since some of you are doing this as another cycle. You're listening to this again. And so I would like to talk with you a little bit about kind of why we take them and how I take them. And I think that that will be helpful because that's a question that I get quite often is, how do I take it? How do I remember to take it? And should I be taking all of these? Those are my top 3 questions that I get. I hear, okay, well, what do you take? How do you remember to do it? And do I need to be taking all of these? And so we're going to go over some of those today. And so I want to welcome you and thank you very much. Go ahead and grab your oil. Of course, I just happened to pick up lavender. I don't think I'll be using that this morning. No, but I do have some lemon oil here. If you've got some wild orange or you've got peppermint or whatever your get up and go, because I know sometimes by the end of the week, my get up and go has gotten up and went and I need something to perk me up. Oh, nice. Very nice. Very nice. And so I want to welcome you and let's talk about nutrition and supplements. Okay. So I specifically wore my Empower shirt this morning, strong, empowered, inspired. I was going to get a little bit dressier, but these supplements, in my opinion, are what make most of us that do doTERRA, use doTERRA, love doTERRA. That's what they make us feel, is very empowered, very inspired. You will find that, I've taken vitamins my whole life. I've taken them, I've tried to do, something healthy, whether it was like an extra iron supplement or something like that. But this was different. Like other times I've taken vitamins and I didn't really feel any differently. I just knew mentally, I knew, okay, I'm doing something good for myself. But I noticed with this, it was a whole different ball game, right? And I think a lot of you that have started with doTERRA have noticed it is a whole nother ball game when you start to include doTERRA supplements into your life. And so that to me is the best part about the supplements is I actually feel the difference. And we want that for you. We want you to feel the difference. And I want to put the disclaimer out there and now. You're taking them and you do not feel any different, that's okay. Just talk to us and let us know because we may need to just kind of help you adjust a little something because everybody has an experience very differently. And so I want to make sure that everybody knows that it is okay to say, this didn't quite work for me the way, like you were talking about a lot of this or better this, it didn't really work for me that way. And that's okay. All right. When I first started taking Lifelong Vitality, one of the 3 just didn't agree well with me. And I was like, I'm kind of confused because all of you are talking about this massive influx of energy and they make me exhausted. Like, I mean, knock me out exhausted. And I was a little nervous to say that because I thought there was something wrong with what I was doing. Like, am I taking them wrong? What am I doing that you guys are all getting this great thing of energy and I'm sitting around going, I can hardly keep my eyes open. And so luckily I decided to be bold and I decided to actually ask. And I asked one of our upline that is does a lot of work. She's also in Canada, but she does a lot of training with us. And I asked her and she said, oh, no, actually, I've heard of that before. And it's the Alpha CRS. And I was like, so there's nothing wrong with me. I'm not doing something wrong. She's like, no, not at all. She goes, there's not a lot of people experience that. Most people get a beautiful influx of energy and they love to use them. And I said, well, I love them, but I need to take the CRS at a different time because honestly, I can't be in a coma early in the day. And so I decided to start trying different things. And so I want to encourage you, if you've ever done the supplements before or you've never done them before, just know that we are here to help you. If you have any questions or if something just isn't quite sitting right, please let us know because we will be happy to help you. And it's just usually a little modification that makes a big difference, okay? So when we talk about nutrition and supplements, I mean, we have to at least, you know, talk about what is it that's making people so sick, so frustrated, so just completely run down these days. And that is that obviously our society is built around fast, convenient. We have somehow made fast food very inexpensive and healthy food more expensive. And so the idea of, should I run through McDonald's and do something off the dollar menu, or should I go into Whole Foods and then I spend $47 trying to get like a snack, is a very it's a hard thing to kind of justify. Okay, where am I going to do this? But we do have to set our priorities, and we are all for still doctors, hospitals, medication. I have no problem with those because my kids have needed them their whole lives. We've had a lot of medical needs in our household. And so what I love about using the supplements is it's something that is there in my home, first line of defense. And I have a great story to tell you in a little bit about an awesome appointment that we had with my daughter's GI doctor yesterday. That was a new doctor we had been assigned. She was phenomenal, and I can't wait to explain how that went. So it talks about here, you know, do we think that we're getting the nutrients from the food that we're eating these days? Very unlikely, no, because many of us, if you're like me, you're on the go. I teach almost 60 hours every week with 15 to 16 students a week. And so you better believe that I am not in my kitchen cooking every day and doing all the right things. I am having to keep on the go and get stuff on the go. So I appreciate what these supplements help me with. Obviously, we know that nutrition is foundational for good cardiovascular health. It also is great for energy and increased mental clarity. All of these things, when I start to feel a little run down, I have to take a second and go, okay, have I done my vitamins? Have I done, you know, what's going on that's making me feel quite so drained? Because even if you are an extremely busy person, have the endurance to just keep going, keep going, keep going. But we all hit that wall. And the goal is to try to stop before we get to that wall, which I've hit many times, trust me. But definitely looking at proper inflammatory responses, because that's where once we pass that, you know, certain ages in life, we start to feel really uncomfortable, creaky joints, things like that. The foundation and the number one thing that we always talk about in doTERRA, because it is actually their number one product. Okay, this is an essential oil company who an essential oil is not even their number one product. When we saw several years ago the list of the top 10 most ordered products in doTERRA, at least, I believe it was 6 out of the 10 were supplements. They were not even oils. The others, of course, were things like lavender and On Guard and the basics that we use on a daily basis. But the supplements are key to doTERRA because they've done extensive research. And like I said, Jen's video talked a lot about that. And so I wanted to go here with the approach of, I'm going to give you the skinny, like this is why we use them. This is what we use them for. We know that the doTERRA vitamins provide 12 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. I don't have that kind of time. I don't have time to sit and cut up 12 servings of fruits and vegetables every day and enjoy and eat them and everything else. So I love that this is a great supplement for our daily healthy diet routine. Now, I love that these are made with whole foods, okay? Whole food sources. So some people will say, oh, that one's a little big, it's hard for me to swallow, things like that. No problem. We have alternatives for how you can do that. But one suggestion is to put them in your mouth and put a little bit of water and tilt your head forward. They float to the top of your mouth and it makes it easier to swallow. Who didn't know that, right? Like, I don't know if you can raise your hand and say, a lot of people don't know to do that and they may struggle with taking them or may take them one at a time. Whichever it is, another option for you is to take the capsule and open it. And you can mix it into a yogurt or cottage cheese or anything like that that you enjoy in the morning. You can actually open it, or your oatmeal, open it and stir it in. And that is another way to take it. But they leave it in that larger form because our body recognizes it more as food and it absorbs it more quickly. And so instead of having to break down a hardened capsule like you would have with a 1 a day or something like that, our body is using all of the things that we are taking in with that actual capsule. And I think that that's an awesome thing because our body needs to see it as a vitamin and it's a nutrient in order to absorb it quickly, especially in our small intestines. And so taking these on a daily basis, your body's going to get the nutrition that it needs. This is something that has absolutely no fillers in it. And so you're getting an actual food source. So it would be the same as if you tried to pile all those fruits and vegetables into your body at one time. That's what you're getting in the Lifelong Vitality. The essential oils that are mixed in with this are also maximizing the support of those vitamins and minerals. I wanted to give you one example. I take an iron supplement daily. And when I do that, I also take with it a citrus item of some kind, whether it is that I'm eating an orange or I'm drinking. I often will just put a drop or two of wild orange or lemon in some water and drink it, because vitamin C helps your body to absorb iron more effectively. So when I'm taking these, I love the fact that I've got the essential oils in the Xe Omega that are helping my body to absorb the nutrients of the other two capsules. And so they just work so fantastically together. And it is something that really, after taking them for a short amount of time, your body will notice. And that is the most amazing part about this. Your body will notice the difference. And so the omegas in the capsule are the ones that are being preserved to keep their potency for longer. And so we've got 3 different ones you can see on the screen there. You've got the alpha CRS. That is what is focusing on our brain function, that is helping us with mental clarity. That is also where we get a lot of the good metabolic support that we need to keep our metabolism up. This is also a part of where we get our bone health and bone growth there. Also, then you go to the Xe Omega, and we're talking about hair, skin, and nails. Oh my goodness. How many of you, when you started the vitamins, all of a sudden you were like, man alive, my nails are stunning, my skin is glowing. It is absolutely amazing for our hair, skin, and nails. But not just that, it also is wonderful for cardiovascular support and brain support, right? This is where we get some of that really profound ability to focus and get the support that we need for our heart to be functioning at its optimal performance. The Microplex MVZ, oh my goodness, that's where all your fruits and vegetables are. That's where the big dogs are for vitamins that are in there. Amazing opportunity for you to have as many as possible, but not an excessive amount, right? This is one thing, when I looked at it, I was like, whoa, okay, now wait a minute. When I look at this, it says like 100% or 200% of the recommended daily allowance. How many of you have turned your vitamin bottle over and it says 4,000% of vitamin D that you need a day? We don't need that much. Our body can't even handle that much. So doTERRA went and they did an amazing study where they looked at people that needed a little bit of nutrition because they had a really healthy diet. They looked at people that needed more nutrition because they had an unhealthy diet. And they really found the perfect balance in the middle, where it had a little more than was just the recommended daily amount, but it wasn't an excessive amount that your body then doesn't even have the ability to absorb. And so it is such a proper balance and absolutely essential for the day-to-day function of our body. So whether you are looking for less brain fog, better, less joint pain, and also having the energy and natural energy, not just caffeine induced energy, then this is what you're looking for, right? And I don't know of anybody that isn't looking for those things. So we will talk a little bit more about how we take them and at what time and things like that in just a moment. You know, we talk a lot about gut health when we're talking about immunity. And of course, immunity is the main topic du jour right now with all of the craziness going on. And so our gut health is vital. And as I mentioned yesterday, we had a phenomenal appointment with a new GI doctor. And I'm always very upfront without being obnoxious, but I'm pretty upfront about, you know, our family uses essential oils. This is something that is my business. I do a lot of education. I do a lot of research, and I would prefer to have the opportunity to use essential oils as part of our daily routine. And I always like to give them that information. And then, you know, you get some doctors, they just look at you with the blank stare, like, what are you talking about? And then I've had one or two that are like, oh, no, that's not safe at all. No, you shouldn't do that. And I'm like, oh, well, no, wait just a minute. And then they start asking questions. Are you able to take them internally? Should you be taking them internally? And I realized that they're saying no just because they don't have answers. They don't have the information that they need in order to say, yeah, that's a great idea. So I enjoy being able to just kind of graciously be able to share with them a little bit. And then I've got the doctor, like I did yesterday, who said to me towards the end, she goes, so I know you mentioned essential oils. And I said, yes, I did. And she said, are the ones you have are able to be taken internally? I said, yes, actually they are. We use doTERRA essential oils. And she said, did you know that? And she started explaining to me about the benefits of peppermint oil when it comes to digestive issues. So my daughter's had digestive issues from day one of her life. We're at almost 20 years now that this poor child has trouble eating food. We struggle with getting her to be able to eat and be able to digest properly and to not have the pain. She is covered in oils on a daily basis to help support that. And so incredibly grateful for things like Terrazyme, which help break down the food more easily. Our PB Assist, which is helping with pre and probiotics. So it's helping gut health that supports her immunity. And these two are ones that she has to take on a daily basis. Now, do you have to take these every day? You do not have to take them every day. Would it be helpful to you? Yes, they would be. And that's what you're going to hear over the next several slides. Do you have to take it every day? No. Would it be helpful to you? Yes. Okay. So you have to decide based on your needs, your physical needs, which one of these is going to work best for you and how you can combine them to be really supportive. So the Terrazyme is something that, I mean, honestly, every once in a while it goes out of stock with doTERRA because their supplier of the capsules maybe is having a hiccup in their stuff, and people freak out. They completely freak out because Terrazyme, if you have any kind of issues with breaking down food, if you have any issues with, for instance, you have had your gallbladder removed, or you have any issues with your gallbladder or something, the liver that help break down the enzymes in the food and help break down your food in order for you to be able to absorb the nutrients from them, Terrazyme will be your new best friend. It is amazing to take. Even if I've had a heavy meal and I just feel like, you know, sometimes you eat something, it just kind of sits there and you have like a rock in your stomach and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know. What am I going to do? And then maybe even the next day you're like, I literally still feel like I have that meal in my stomach. I just feel like it's just sitting there. When that happens, Terrazyme, 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 Terrazyme. There's a great video where you can see a Terrazyme caplet being opened over a little bowl of oatmeal, really grainy oatmeal, you know, with the large oats, stirring it up. And then within just maybe 30 seconds to a minute, it literally starts to liquefy the oatmeal and it allows the body to absorb it really quickly. And so watching that video that one time, that's all it took, one time of watching it, I was like, that's what it does? Well, I can see how that would be really helpful, especially if I've eaten something that maybe I just don't feel like it's breaking down. That Terrazyme is what's going to help with that. And so it's something that she uses daily. It is not something that I use daily, actually. I use this maybe a couple of times a week as I go. But if I have found where, you know, I've got a couple of days where maybe my digestive system is not flowing as properly as I would like, or I've eaten something that's just kind of just seems like heavy or whatever, I definitely increase my Terrazyme. And you're going to see as we go through these that you're going to find that there are certain ones that you'll use in certain instances, okay? But that maybe you don't have to do every single day. So for those that are concerned about the amount of pills that you're taking a day with these supplements, you may be able to make some adjustments with that. But is it something that could be taken every day? Absolutely, and can be very beneficial to your diet. The PB Assist is that to me is a no-brainer. That one we got to do every day because our bodies are in dire need of having proper balance biotics, probiotics and prebiotics in our gut. We know that emotional and mental health, emotional health, and also our immune health are all based in our gut, right? And I feel like that is a reason why a lot of people are dealing with emotional and mental unwellness right now, is because their gut health is off. And some people are like, that, what are you talking about? It is an amazing connection in our gut and our brain. And so we want to encourage this. So the PB Assist is one that you can take every day. We take, and in our house, we each take one daily. And this is one that helps to support, like I said, our gut health, because it is so dramatically reduced by stress, by lack of sleep, you know, unhealthy diet. Anytime you're taking antibiotics, when I take antibiotics, I actually do 2 PB Assist a day. And so I don't have to take them often, but when I do the PB Assist twice a day instead of only once a day. But it's something that is in my supplements every day, once a day with the PB Assist. And it is extremely helpful for both mental and gut health, okay? Now, we're gonna go over some of these right here. These are very targeted options. And I love that doTERRA really went in and gave us some focalized things and didn't just say, okay, we've thrown the whole kitchen sink in one capsule and now you can take it. And some people might go, hey, that would be easier for me. But we don't all need every single thing every single day. And so I heard a fascinating talk by Dr. Hill, which is one of our medical directors with doTERRA. And he explained how he rotates these throughout the year based on the targeted need that he's having at the time, and or just to continue a rotation as he goes throughout the year. He doesn't take them all in one shot. And so keep that in mind, that this may be something you want us to kind of talk with you about and help you to target when are the best times for you to be focused on these things. All right, so the first one is the deep blue polyphenols. If you have any kind of joint stiffness or pain or discomfort, if you're somebody that works out, or you're somebody that deals with things that cause joint pain and things like maybe an arthritis or something like that, inflammation in your joints, this will be extremely helpful in supporting the reduction of that kind of discomfort. And so we have people using this internally through the deep blue polyphenol complex. This is specifically made to be taken internally. This is not the same as your deep blue oil or your deep blue rub. It is a little bit different because there are some oils in the deep blue oil that cannot be taken internally. And so that's why that is a topical use only. So don't ever think you can substitute one for the other. This is a very differently designed capsule. This can be used with using your Deep Blue Rub and Deep Blue Oil, and can really bring some necessary and desperately needed relief for people that are dealing with chronic pain, chronic inflammation, and can be something that you can use on a regular basis in order to help reduce the amount of over-the-counter things that you might be taking. So again, all for doctors, hospitals, and medicine, this is a great first-line defense. It is a healthy substitution if you are using anything that would be for discomfort in your body. The Adaptive Calming Blend, oh my goodness, this is one that I can't imagine anybody not needing right now. Okay. Oh my goodness, the world is falling apart around us, right? I mean, unless you are a Christian and you know that God is in control, my goodness, you are struggling. Every day we are being bombarded with bad news. We are being bombarded with anger and frustration and sadness. And then we've got our kids that are doing homeschooling online, and you're trying to work and everything else. What is going to help you stay a little more steady, a little more calm, give you the ability to be a little more responsive and a little less reactive? This is what Adaptive is for. This is for mental wellness. This is helping us support our emotions and our mental wellness. This is what is going to be helping us to stay a little more level. And it also can be very helpful in focusing. I mentioned Dr. Hill a couple of weeks ago. We had the extraordinary opportunity to be on a one-on-one call with him. And we were talking, and I immediately raised my hand. And I asked him the question about Adaptive, in that I have got some parents that were using Adaptive in the diffuser at night, but the kids were using that during the day in their studying time. And I said, how is that working, that it is helping one to rest and one to be more focused? And he was saying how it depends on the individual person. And we know that each of us responds to supplements and the oils very differently, but that it has this amazing ability to keep us calm, which allows us to be more focused. When we're frazzled and running and doing this and whatever, which often people see me as doing, when we are in that kind of a state, it is so hard to keep our mind and our thoughts more focused. Because I said, I had one parent that had tried it at night, and she said, here's the thing, I calmed down. I laid down, I calmed down, but all of a sudden I had this clear vision of my to-do list. And I started going, okay, I got to do this. She goes, so actually I didn't fall asleep. She goes, but it was the first time in a long time that I had calmed all the noise and I could focus on what it was that I wanted to get done. She said, so I knew to turn it off and to put some lavender on my feet. There you go. See, we all have to kind of adapt, right? So Adaptive is what is allowing us to reduce the noise, so to speak. This is the noise reduction capsule. Helps us to reduce all the noise that is going on and helps us to focus. It is very calming for our emotions, but it's not something that's going to put you to sleep. This is not a serenity you take at night before bed. So I encourage you to take the Adaptive daily, especially right now, okay? If you are dealing with the day-to-day stuff that is making you feel kind of all over the place, or you feel those fiery darts coming at you all day, this is something that you want to include in your daily regimen, okay? Adaptive has been put through extraordinary scientific testing, and we've got lots of material we can share with you on that talks about how it helps with your brain function and helps us with controlling and reducing the amount of chaos going on in our minds. And so I really can't think of a better way to explain it other than it quiets the noise and helps me to stay functioning, focused, and that I really appreciate. the turmeric. Now, we've heard a lot about turmeric for most of our lives and how it's very beneficial. Some people like to cook with it. Some people use it for cardiovascular health. This is one that doTERRA came out with 1 or 2 years ago, I'm not sure, in the capsule version. We have the oil, and you can use that. But the capsule version is an amazing combination of both the powdered turmeric and the liquid turmeric, and they both do very different things in our body. But this is one that we are using to help with inflammation in our body. And whether that means that there is, for instance, I always talk about how my kids, because they've had a lot of medical issues, my son deals with lots of respiratory issues, right? And that is an inflammation of the respiratory system. So when you are somebody that's dealing with an asthma or allergies or things like that, those are all inflammations of those systems. And it means that they're overworking and not working in the right direction. They're overworking and don't know what to do. And so we use turmeric on a daily basis to be able to help us keep all of our systems in a less inflamed state, okay? Now, I want to give you a little hint. Remember how I said earlier, I happen to be one of those people that alpha CRS makes me very tired. And I used to only be able to take alpha CRS at night. I would take the others during the day and CRS at night. And I now have many clients that I've heard this now that need to do this. Even my daughter, even the same thing. I have found that if I take turmeric, that I can take the CRS during the day. What? I mean, it's amazing to me. But the combination of the two helped me to be able to take CRS during the day and not be tired. So when I saw that, it made me realize that there is a lot more to this than I even realized, and how it can be beneficial. And so the turmeric is definitely going to help us. Now, we hear a lot about free radicals and oxidative damage, and all of those, and how they can affect our body's ability to fight off when we have genetic or hereditary issues that are passed down through our families. It helps us when it can reduce our cells' ability to renew in a healthy way, right? You guys know I have to be very cautious with FDA regulations. I can't talk about certain things that are, named diseases and things like that. I can't talk about those. But I want you to know that using turmeric can help your cells to be able to fight off the things that our bodies are constantly breaking them down. We actually fight against ourselves all day long by not eating properly, not sleeping properly, having too much stress, things like that. Preaching to the choir, Miss Kim, I know. But it is one of those where we've got the ability to use things like turmeric and DDR prime. And those two in particular are well studied, well researched to help support healthy cells in our body. And that is essential, especially if you find that there are hereditary things that are being passed down through your family, things like that. You know, whenever we go to the doctor, they're always going, okay, well, who, what did your dad or mom, what were their health issues? What were your grandparents' health issues? And sometimes I'm like, it just seems like, okay, well, can we just talk about why I'm having headaches all the time? And they want to know our health history, because those things affect us, right? The potential for us to have those issues is greater and greater if our ancestors have dealt with those things, or our immediate, family have dealt with those things. And so using things like turmeric and DDR prime can be essential to helping you be able to have healthier cells in your body, to help support renewing healthy cells in your body. So definitely turmeric is one that is in my daily, no questions asked, twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening, turmeric every day for me. No question. That one's a no-brainer. Serenity. So I happen to be somebody that doesn't have trouble sleeping. I lay down and I'm knocked out cold. But some of you might have issue with sleeping. You might have trouble getting to sleep and or staying asleep. And so I find that on nights that I'm a little more wound up because I've got a lot to do, or I'm excited about something coming up for tomorrow, I will take the Serenity. but it happens to not be something I need to take every single day. And you may or may not need to do that. So if you are somebody that has trouble either going to sleep or staying asleep, or you feel like you are waking up tired and groggy because maybe you are sleeping, but your body is not completely relaxing and you're not getting a settled sleep. Maybe you're tossing and turning a lot. Serenity will be your new best friend. Serenity is an amazing combination that allows us to be able to get better rest without feeling tired and groggy in the morning. Okay. So this, I know some people live and breathe having serenity every single night before they go to bed. I'll tell you, when we first got this, I was like, I mean, I don't need it. I don't have any trouble sleeping. Well, I don't know why I need to take this. Until I took it one night just to see. And I woke up and I was like, wait a minute. That I feel like I slept, but I don't feel exhausted and don't feel groggy in the morning. And I noticed how sometimes we don't even realize how well, like how not we're sleeping. Does that make sense? It can make such a difference because we know that sleep is necessary. I try my best. It is very hard for me because I get going at night. I have a lot to do and I'm like, okay, well, if I get this ready, then tomorrow will go more smoothly. And I can keep myself up for a long time. But I also know that my body is overworked. It is overworked from weight, from stress, from exercise, from, lack of exercise, from constant going back and forth and working all the time, from 60 hours work, whatever a week. And my body needs to, when it sleeps, it needs to sleep. It needs to not just lay there and relax. No, it needs to sleep. And so I enjoy taking these and getting a really good night's sleep. I mean, really good night's sleep. And so I encourage you that if you don't already have some and you just want to try it and see how it is, let somebody know and let us help give you a couple of them to try, because we're happy to do that. We want you to try it and see the benefit of it. If you have it, take it tonight, okay? Don't just take it tonight. Take it at around, let's say 9:30 or 10, okay? I'm telling you this, 9:30 or 10, 10:30 at the latest, right? Get yourself ready for bed. We get up in the morning and we do all these things. We brush our teeth, we put on deodorant, we do, whatever, we take a shower, we brush our hair, all those things. We do all these things to get ready to get going during the day. But we don't always take the time to do those things before we go to bed that really kind of help us set up for a good night's sleep. So the same way we need to prep ourselves for getting up and going in the morning, we need to do the same for going to bed at night, whether it's washing your face, brushing your teeth, whether it is, setting up your diffuser. Serenity can be one of those. So if you find that you get that second wind a little too late at night, and next thing you know, you're rip roaring ready to go again, and it's now 11:30 at night, and you really needed to go to bed, plan ahead. Just think about it and go, you know what? I'm going to take that serenity around 10:30, and I know that it's going to help me to be able to be ready for bed. I will be mentally ready. I'll be physically ready, and it'll make me like, okay, no second wind tonight. You're not getting me. Nope, I'm not going. I'm going to bed tonight. And you get yourself in and have a good night's sleep, okay? Really good for calming stress. If you are somebody that has trouble getting to sleep at night because you are still wound up from the day, this is something that is very helpful. Serenity does not necessarily make me tired. It's very calming and allows my body to naturally fall asleep. So somebody said to me, well, I don't like that feeling where, I feel like I'm getting too groggy and whatever. And I said, actually, I have people that take this during the day when they're feeling overly stressed or upset about something, need to balance emotions. But it definitely is very calming to your body. And so if it's something that you need to take during the day because you've had a really upsetting situation or something like that, it can be taken during the day. But it helps our bodies to calm down and get ready to have a good night's sleep. Oh my goodness, it's the best. I love it. Okay. Now, our phytoestrogen and bone nutrient If you're a woman, you need phytoestrogen, period. That's it. Next slide. No, I'm just kidding. Phytoestrogen changed my life. I'm not even gonna joke. Changed my life. I am 46, almost 47 years old. And I was dealing with a lot of premenopause symptoms very early, right? Massive amount of stress and drama in my life that has happened over the last 20 years really started to speed up that process, okay? I needed something that was going to help me because I was already starting with the night sweats. I was already starting with the hot flashes. And like I said, I'm just now 46. So the fact that I've been taking this for the last 3 or 4 years should tell you, like, it started early with me. And as soon as I started taking this, boom, stopped them. Literally stopped them from happening. Now, I've had some older ladies, a little bit older than me, that are starting to go into menopause, that started taking them and said, well, it didn't stop what it was doing, but I'm definitely much calmer. I'm having less symptoms. Here's the thing. Our body is going to do what it's supposed to do, right? It's designed to do pre-menopause, menopause, post-menopause. It's designed to do that. It's our natural, it's the way God designed us to do. When we take the phytoestrogen, it helps us to do that transition more smoothly, okay? It helps us to be able to handle the side effects that happen when we're going through those transitions, okay? So taking the phytoestrogen, I have my daughter taking it, right? I take it, and my mother takes it. That's 3 different generations in our household that we all take it. And we all take it for maybe different reasons because we're in 3 different stages. And so I definitely want you to consider that if you are dealing with any monthly PMS issues, you are dealing with any kind of hot flashes, night sweats, things like that, the brain fogginess, things like that, that are from hormone imbalance and hormone transition, that the phytoestrogen can be life-changing. It's very, very, very helpful. It does contain flaxseed extract, which is helping us to manage our estrogen metabolism, so helping our bodies to use the estrogen that we are producing effectively, okay? The bone nutrient is something that we obviously need because, as we know, especially for women, as we get older, our bone health definitely starts to deteriorate, and we want to be able to continue to have healthy, strong bones. We know that in elderly people, that when they, break a hip bone, break a leg bone, break things like that, it can be very, very serious for them because it immediately reduces their mobility, which reduces their ability to have proper circulation and good health. And so it can be a rapidly declining issue for someone that is elderly. So if we start that as soon as possible, it will help to maintain healthy, strong bones for us, to reduce that from happening. So I love the fact that we can take these, and here's how I take them personally. I take 1 phytoestrogen every day, no matter what. No matter what. During my cycle, and like a couple of days before, I take 2, okay? So if you're still having an active cycle, a few days before and during your cycle, taking 2 of them will help to reduce the PMS symptoms. If you are past your cycle, okay, taking 2 a day will help you to be able to metabolize the way that your body is now working, okay? The way that your, sexual organs are now working. I encourage you to continue to take these post-menopause because we know how that can affect our bodies, not having that continuous cycle happening. If you have somebody that is a teenager and is starting or is, in their childbearing years, we want them taking it as well because it helps them to support a natural, healthy cycle, healthy, symptoms that are happening during that time. So you will see on the bottle, that it actually says, pre and perimenopausal women. So that means teenagers through, you know, before you start menopause, you're taking 1 to 2 capsules a month, sorry, a day, 1 to 2 a day. Okay. And we do this again, like I said, for all of these reasons that we've mentioned. Like I said, personally take 2 during the cycle and a few days before. And then it says postmenopausal women take 2 daily. Okay, because our body needs that support during that time, because now we've had a function of our body that's been happening for the last 50 years, you know, 40 to 50 years, depending on when you started and your age now, that is no longer happening. And it can absolutely affect our health and our, you know, it can make a big difference. So please be taking the phytoestrogen. And like I said, the bone nutrient complex, wonderful for helping healthy bones. Okay. The Max is all about energy. This is a natural form of energy that is going to help us with our stamina. This is also a great substitute for having too much caffeine every day. Great for healthy cellular energy production. Jen talked a lot about the mitochondria and how this supports mitochondria in our cells. But Max is basically one that I take as needed. It is one that you can take every day. But I take it as needed. And so it is one that if I'm dragging, or if I know I've got something big coming up, or I need to really get through this day, I'm going to definitely add the Max in. And with also the Deep Blue and the PB Assist and the Max, all of these things are ones that you can get at the discounted rate if you buy the Lifelong Vitality. So keep that in mind. We're getting to the part where I'm going to talk about how you can get this set. When you do that, you get the option of getting a couple add-on things. And those are 3 that I add on almost every month just to have them in stock. Deep Blue polyphenols, the PB Assist, and also the Max. I think we get them all for $20 instead of like $20 each, instead of $39 or $59 individually. So love to have this, especially if I'm needing to focus on something. I need to like have laser focus, get this project done. I need to really get this worked out. I will take the Max. It is not something that you have to take every day, but it definitely can support energy and focus as you're going. Think of it as your healthy cup of coffee. You could take this a couple of times a day, but I do encourage you to not take it after, say, 3 or 4 in the afternoon, because it will give you the, you know, got to stay up and do this stuff. So, okay. Zendocrine complex is great for helping to support the liver, the kidneys, colon, and it is amazing for cleansing and filtering our bodies. And so Zendocrine is one that if I'm struggling to get rid of, I caught some kind of a bug and I'm struggling to get rid of it, I take Zendocrine. If I am having any kind of, when you're dealing with UTIs, when you're dealing with any kind of like kidney stones, things like that, this will help your body to continue to filter and do. This is a very helpful and can be taken every day. If you are dealing with, especially if you need extra support for liver, kidneys, colon, lungs, or you're dealing with skin issues. And so Zendocrine can be very helpful, because a lot of times we are having, if you're dealing with eczema or you're dealing with breakouts, it can be because our body is not filtering out all the things that are bad for our bodies and need to get out. They're backing up in our body. And so taking the Zendocrine can actually be very helpful for if someone is dealing with chronic skin issues, or if they're dealing with some, bad breakouts and things like that. It can be very beneficial because it's helping to flush your body and get rid of the things that we need to. It's like a detoxification happening. It is something that, like I said, can be taken every day and can be used in conjunction with either the Zendocrine oil or the Zendocrine soft gels. Okay, so here's what I love. There's a difference between the two, and I can't get into it too much here, but the Zendocrine complex here helps us to clear out and filter. The Zendocrine soft gels and the Zendocrine oil actually help us to support what has happened after that's been cleared out. And so it's something that I like to use together, especially if I'm feeling, like I said, I'm kind of dragging, there's a lot going on, and I can't feel like I can shake off something that either a bug I've gotten, or like I said, if you need bladder or kidney or lung or anything, that kind of support, excellent. Because it helps to then put back in. It has things like juniper berry, cilantro. It has in there geranium. It has all kinds of amazing oils for our bodies. And so if you're using this endocrine complex on a daily basis, then you need to also have a support of the endocrine soft gels with that, or the oil. And so definitely talk with one of us if you're doing that, to help support that, because it can be very, very helpful for detoxification. The Yarrow Palm is something that came out a couple years ago, and this is one that I have seen used for a lot of things, but it can definitely be taken daily. Okay, so again, with my Lifelong Vitality, every day phytoestrogen, every day PB Assist. Okay, those 4 are added into my Lifelong Vitality every single day. Other things that can be added in: the Deep Blue Complex if I'm dealing with any kind of joint or discomfort. I can also add in there the Terrazyme to help break down foods or things like that if I'm dealing with digestive. Also, I can add in there the Zendocrine, okay? But for me personally, when I look at the focuses that I need to have, those are the ones that I take on a daily basis. The Yarrow Palm is one that can be great for healthy skin, healthy glow, and also is good for our metabolism. So a lot of ladies like to take this to help support a good metabolism. And there are people that have started this and lost some weight, that have started this and found that they, were doing better about having, good energy in order to be able to want to work out more. This one is absolutely, this is where the glow comes from, in my opinion. This is the glow. You can use this as this complex. You can use the Yarrow Palm as the blue oil that you can then apply to your face. I'll be honest, I just started using the body serum. Normally my kids take it as soon as I get it because they use it a lot for their dry skin and things like that. I started using it and I'm crazy about it now. I've never had dry skin in my entire life. And then as I've gotten older and hormones are changing, I find that my skin is getting drier. And now we're getting into kind of a fall season and things are going to be transitioning into winter. I'm so glad I'm using it because it absorbs very quickly into your skin, but it can be used in conjunction with this Yarrow Palm to help support healthy glow, healthy skin, and also metabolism. So it is definitely one that you can take every day. It can be wonderfully supportive for, like I said, skin, antioxidant support, and metabolism. Now, here is a good example of one that doTERRA put out that shows us ways that we can use these every day. And so you may want to take a screenshot of this, or it may be something that if you would like the slides, just let us know and we can send you the slide for this. But for example, this is one example here. In the morning, taking 2 turmeric. I'd split them up during the day, but you could take 2 turmeric and 1 PB Assist first thing when you wake up. All of those can be taken on an empty stomach depending on your stomach, but in general, our body responds well to that. With breakfast, taking 2 of each of the Lifelong Vitality. If you're new to taking Lifelong Vitality, ask the person that helped you with this, because we will help you to kind of gradually start to take them. Some people need to just take 1 of each for a couple of days, and then they do 1 of each in the morning and the evening, and they kind of build up from there. But if you are a regular user, we are taking 2 of each. Then you're taking 1 Terrazyme to help with the breakfast, processing breakfast, and an adaptive, right? We know, I told you I didn't even mention the adaptive is every day in my stuff. Then lunchtime, we're taking the other 2 Lifelong Vitality, okay? We're taking a Terrazyme and then maybe the Midona Max to help you get through that 3 o'clock slump that's gonna hit you come afternoon, where you just kind of feel like now's the time where I just want to take a nap. And you usually go grab, coffee or a tea or something like that, caffeine. Let's do the Midona Max instead and get a healthy boost there. Then at bedtime, the Yarrow complex, right, to help our bodies to have this amazing glow happening in our skin. 2 copaiba, which we're not even covered in here. That's something we have to cover in another session. 2 copaiba and 2 serenity. So, you know, based on if you're, you know, needing that just helpful sleep, really, really, really sound, wonderful sleep that you're not going to wake up groggy, this is an excellent routine for the evening time. So take a screenshot of this and kind of get an idea of what it is that you are wanting to do. And then you can kind of see what works best for you. Now, I wanted to show you quickly, I'm going to close up here. I wanted to show you quickly how we personally in our house do our supplements. Because, you know, there's a lot of us in the house and we all take them. There are a total of 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a minimum of 4 LRPs that happen in 1013 Rose Pine right here. 4 LRPs that happen. Myself, my mom, Will, and Rachel. We all have lifelong vitality in all of our LRPs. We do it every month, right? And then we add on the individual supplements that we need, like Tri-Ease or On Guard or the Max or the Terrazyme, like my daughter does the Terrazyme, the PB Assist. This is how our household runs. And it's absolutely foundational for us. So this is how we do it in our house. These little cups, okay? I set these up once a week and line them up. I do this for my dad with all of his regular daily medications. And then I do this for myself, and my kids have got theirs set up as well. You can see that we have labels, right? So here's an AM, right? We use these little cups. I just got these off of Amazon, or you can get them at Party City. You can get them at Walmart. And they're just a 2 ounce, I mean, they're gelatin is what they're supposed to be used for, or condiment, you know, kind of like a ketchup or whatever you see in a restaurant. But you can find them. They're just 2 ounce little plastic ramekin cups, or 2 ounce plastic cups with lids. And I just put labels on them, AM. Then we've got a 6 p.m., right? Which that could be any time that you do yours in the afternoon, right? And then I've got a PM one, all right? And I put in there the ones that I need for each of those times. And I just take them that way. It's an easier way for me to take them because, yes, some of our capsules are bigger and they don't fit in the little, like if you use just a little pill box that you could buy like at Walgreens or whatever. And so this is an option for you, right? They also have got some other vitamin boxes that have larger boxes that you might want to use. But it can be very helpful to you to have it preset for the week. Easy, grab it and go. And that way you've got it. A lot of times I will grab this and take it with me. Let's say I'm going to be out most of the day. I take my afternoon or my 6 o'clock or whatever it is, whatever time it is. I take it with me so that I have it and I just throw it in my backpack with easy. I could take it with lunch and move on. Okay. All right, just so you can see an idea here, this is a sample LRP. If you're not on Loyalty Rewards program, please, 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 especially if you're going to take the supplement, get on the Loyalty Rewards program because you will make so many free points. Oh my goodness. My son the other day, after, I don't know, the last 6 months or whatever, I looked at his and he had like 170 free points. And so we bought a bottle of frankincense for free. We bought a rose roller for free for him. He uses that a lot for his skin. And I just kept thinking to myself, I looked at him and I was like, I mean, we would have bought these vitamins anyways, but on top of it, we got 2 very expensive oils for free because we had all the points that we earned from the loyalty program. So buy your supplements on the loyalty program. It is also a way to get them cheaper. And so keep that in mind to set that up. So one idea is to take the Lifelong Vitality Pack, which has your 3 in it, and to add on a Terrazyme, which like I said there, you can add it on for only 20. Otherwise, separately, it's 39. And so you have a huge savings on that. The PB Assist, same thing. You set it up, you can get it for only 20. The turmeric we get for 35. The Serenity is $19.50, and then you can do a lemon oil there that will help you, you know, with just kind of helping with digestive. It can also be something you can diffuse, something that you can take and put in your water throughout the day. And you could do that, and it's $185. I know people that go to GNC and spend hundreds of dollars every month on supplements, some of which they never even know that they've taken. They don't feel the difference, and it is really frustrating for them to spend so much money. So I come to them with Lifelong Vitality, and I'm like, you know, it's $79.50 a month, and they're like, what? Yes, it is a very big difference. So it is definitely one that you want to keep in mind to set up on an LRP. I cannot express that more. So if you don't know what the loyalty program is, please talk with the person that invited you. If you have any questions, we're going to open up here. I know, I'm sorry, I just realized it's just after 10. So let me open up for any questions. Like I said, I know it's been a lot of information, but feel free to, Kelly, is there anything from the chat that you need me to cover? I know Kelly's good about questions in the chat.
No, I don't think there were any actual questions. We were just chatting about you know, what everybody's taking and their experiences. So that's really awesome. I think the advice I would give even on the supplements is I've been taking them for like 5 years, and I have tried so many different methods of how I take them, like to get me to take them every day.
Yes.
And so I've actually, you know, basically I order every other month. I do 1 box of just the bottles, and then the next month I'll do the sachets where they're like pre-packaged, because I'll throw one of those in my bag when I leave for the day if I go out, and then I have it with me and I don't have to, you know, or I mean, now we have these little containers you can use and stuff like that. But doTERRA Marketplace, I don't know if you have it's now open year round. And so I don't know if they still have the boxes that I use. Let me just share my screen. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, nope, that's my head. We don't need that. So they have these boxes that they were selling, and I don't know if they're sold out, but they may come back with more. Oh, it's stuck, sorry. But this is really cool, something like this, where you can just put them, because I mainly take the same things every day, but sometimes, like with Mito to Max, I only need when I'm, you know, like on certain days. So I find I use something like this, because like Digestin, I take that every day as a supplement, but some days I need more than others. And then, you know, my On Guard, again, some days I need more than others. So this way I just pick what I need each day. I've got Copaiba, I've got my Adaptive, which I take 1 of every day, my phytoestrogen, Serenity, these are my Deep Blue polyphenols, my DDR Prime, and I actually have 2 boxes because my Lifelong Vitality, I decided to try in that as well, and it's really working great. So it's probably the first time that I'm most consistent with taking them. So
yeah, and one thing I highly recommend is put an alert on your phone. I have alerts that happen throughout my day that remind me to take. I'm highly anemic, and so I take an additional iron supplement throughout the day, along with what I take with my Lifelong Vitality. And I have alerts that happen throughout the day on my phone, whether it's an alarm that goes off, whether I actually put them on my Google Calendar so that it alerts me throughout the day when I need to take them. So definitely find ways that you can put that. Put a note up on your bathroom mirror that says supplements, or note on your dashboard in your car that says supplements. Find ways that get you into the habit of taking them regularly, because your body will love it. You will love it. The mental wellness, the clarity, the energy, the better sleep. It really, your body will be very grateful for it. And we're just under such tremendous pressure and stress these days, and we need the support. We need the added support. If anybody has any questions, you're welcome to unmute, and I'm happy to answer them. And like I said, you can always go back and listen to Jen's video from last cycle that talked a little bit more about the scientific way that these help. Like I said, I wanted to do a little bit different. And any questions? We're good. All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And I want to encourage you to get set up with your vitamins. If you don't already take them regularly, make a commitment to yourself that even say, okay, between now and the end of the year, I want to try to do this, because to get through the holidays and a pandemic, I mean, just who would have ever guessed, you know? So let's
Hey,
support
Kim.
ourselves. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think Lisa Gay is asking,
Oh, yes.
how you can get your iron up, because you were talking about iron. I know that you
Yes.
take lemon,
I
like
do.
lemon was one of the things.
Yeah, so I do take an iron supplement, but most importantly is when I take my iron supplement, I do some kind of a citrus with it. So I do a lot of wild orange in my water. I do lemon in my water, especially since you're in South Florida. I don't recommend applying it topically. I happen to, found out a way that you can apply it on the inside of your elbow. I know it sounds crazy, but I found that out. You can apply like a roller like inside your elbow, and it actually helps your body to absorb the iron. You can also apply it to the bottom of your feet. And so if you don't want to take them internally, you can apply them to the bottom of your feet. Your body absorbs it, and it will help you increase your iron absorption. And so another thing that I like to do is I will also take a Tri-Ease with my iron, and that has lemon, lavender, and peppermint in it. So it's helping me to support if I'm having issues with the outdoor changes that are happening, but also it gives me that citrus that helps me to absorb the iron better. And I have found that that has made a big difference. Now I still have to take it. Mine happens to be extraordinarily low, and so I have to take it still with my Lifelong Vitality. But I lined them up to my doctor and I said, okay, this is what I'm already taking. And we added up, you know, the micrograms for each one of those and said, okay, this is how much more I need to be taking. But I highly encourage, you've got to do some kind of citrus with it. So put your green mandarin, put your lemon or orange, wild orange in water and drink it. That's usually how I take it. Actually, I put it in my water and then I use that to take my iron supplements. Okay. And then of course, I mean, I do a lot of spinach. I love spinach. I'm a big spinach eater. Lean red meat obviously is very helpful for that as well. But the key is to pair it with citrus so your body absorbs it. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kim.
Absolutely. Thank you. And
Yeah.
we will get, you know, we'll get the recording available. So if anybody needs to rewatch, because I know it's a lot of information. But thank you all so much for joining, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah, and next week is pain management with Jen.
Good. So next week you've got the ER nurse again back, Jen Swant, great friend of ours, and she does a phenomenal job of teaching on pain management. Very helpful. So thank you so much, ladies, for being here. Oh, thank you, Carol Ann. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm glad that you enjoyed the class. If you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out to Kelly, myself, or especially to the person that invited you to the class, and we're happy to answer any questions. Okay?
Great.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Have a great weekend. Bye, everybody.
I'm going to go take my supplements now.
Good. Yes, exactly. Have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.